Hello, I'm Alan Smith, President and CEO of the Greer Chamber of Commerce, and I want to welcome you to the Greer CPW Candidates Forum. I also want to take a moment to thank our Greer Political Action Committee for putting this on. I just want to take a moment too and honor that committee and the leadership that makes that committee possible. Chairman Larry Wilson is here. Thank you, and thank you again for your organization for sponsoring this really valuable tool for the Greer electorate. So thank you again, not only for your monetary sponsorship, but also your support of the business community. I'm going to take a moment or two and go over the rules very quickly. Before we begin, the candidates flipped a coin to determine the order of introductions. Mr. Balding won the toss, and he is going to deliver his opening statements first. Each candidate will have 5 minutes for an introduction and a brief presentation of his agenda. A timekeeper will notify the candidate that 30 seconds are remaining by waving a yellow sign. Once time expires, the timekeeper will have a red sign notifying the candidate that his time is up. Tonight's timekeeper is the Vice President of the Greater Greer Chamber of Commerce, Mark Owens. After our opening statements, we will have a question and answer session. An invitation to submit questions was sent to members of the Greater Greer Chamber of Commerce, and for the sake of time, we're going to ask 6 of the submitted questions. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer each question. Again, a timekeeper will notify the candidate that 15 seconds are remaining by waving a yellow sign. Once time expires, the timekeeper will wave a red sign notifying the candidate that his time is up. The first question will go to the candidate who gave the final opening statement. That would be Mr. Williams. The other candidate will then answer the question. The second question will go to the candidate who gave the first opening statement, which would be Mr. Balding, so on and so forth through the 6 questions. Rebuttals can only be made during the 2-minute answer session, and the rules do not allow for a dialogue between the 2 candidates. After the question and answer session, we'll have closing statements. Each candidate will have 3 minutes for closing statements. The candidate who gave the first opening statement will be the second candidate to deliver his closing statement. A timekeeper, again, will notify the candidate of our time restrictions, and once time expires, the timekeeper will wave a red sign notifying the candidate that his time is up. With that, let's begin by starting with our opening statements, and we will hear from Mr. Jerry Balding first.
Thank you for inviting me to the Candidates Forum today. I am very excited for this opportunity to put into words why I know I am the most qualified candidate for the Greer CPW Board of Commissioners. Greer CPW is a well-run public utility with a great workforce. I only wish to add to the talent by representing you, not as a politician, but as a utility professional with extensive knowledge, experience, and 36 years of financial accountability. The only real benefit anyone can offer you is their knowledge, experience, common sense. That I plan to do as your next commissioner. Commissioners have an obligation as trustees of the public's money to carefully manage budgets and be stewards in maintaining our natural resources. It is very important that commissioners be knowledgeable about every level of responsibility they are expected to carry out as they guide CPW's decision-making process. Working with the other commissioners, I want to put my 36 years of public utility management experience to use in developing a sound financial business plan for Greer CPW. Together with the other commissioners, we will address all of the additional challenges coming our way, such as innovative technology, economic development, and completing new projects on time and under budget. My experience and technical knowledge of the utility industry will only lead to better communications between commissioners, staff, and most important, our customers and the citizens of Greer. Working as a team, we will be a strong commission, having better communication and making better decisions. The job of commissioners can be dull and highly technical. Although not particularly exciting, it is a very important position, and its decisions make a direct impact on the citizens of Greer and all of Greer CPW's customers. My skill, knowledge, and experience relates well to the duties of a CPW commissioner, who is required to manage multi-million-dollar budgets, establish utility rates, and implement utility policies. Question: when the Board of Commissioners is reviewing an annual multi-million-dollar utility budget, would you like to have someone represent you that has an understanding of preparing and reviewing this type of budget? Question. When the Board of Commissioners discussed potential electric, water, sewer, natural gas rates and CPW policies, who would better represent you? Someone with no prior public utility experience or someone who has managed public utility systems for 36 years? As a new commissioner working with the other commissioners, we will continue to move forward in the following areas. Rates. Continue seeking new rates to cut costs in order to provide the best possible rates without reducing reliability. Exploring and implementing advanced technologies needed to control cost and increase reliability. Keep actively working with PNPA to keep our electrical rates as reasonable as possible. Maintain sound financial policies and practices. Conduct cost of service studies on all utilities to ensure each utility can stand alone. It's not being subsidized by another service's revenues. 2. Maintain a high level of customer satisfaction and service. Review customer service policies and procedures in order to eliminate any inconsistencies and increase customer satisfaction. Maintain a level of service that meets or exceeds best practices in the industry. Ensure equal service, reliability, and rates for all customers. Conduct annual customer focus groups, sessions containing feedback from customers on areas of concern and of interest of CPW. 3. Maintain a safe and healthy system for Greer CPW and the public at large. Provide a safe and healthy workplace. Provide professional trained safety leaders for employees. Enhance a community outreach and utility safety. Continue to provide safety incentives for our employees. Provide materials and equipment to enhance employee safety and health. 4. Operate Greer CPW in an environmentally responsible manner. Encourage the use of all renewable energies. Consider the environmental impact of our decisions. Meet or exceed environmental standards. Consider environmentally friendly options when purchasing. Encourage energy conservation for Greer CPW customers and employees. Future challenges. Ensure CPW is ready to meet future utility requirements. Explore alternative long-term raw water supplies. Examine the issues Greer CPW faces in supplying affordable utilities, water, sewer, natural gas, service long-term. In closing, let me say, my primary goal as your new commissioner will be to continue to make Greer CPW the leader in cost-effective rates, customer service, and unsurpassed utility reliability. Remember, experience counts. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Baldy. Now we'll turn to Mr. Perry Williams for his opening statement.
Thank you very much. I'd like to recognize Alan Smith, President and CEO of the Greer Chamber, and Mr. Larry Wilson, President of the Political Action Committee, for organizing this event today. It's very important that we discuss these issues, and I'm very honored and humbled to be here before you today. I am Perry Williams. I was elected to the Commission of Public Works in May of 2009. I reside along with my wife and 4 kids, Erin and Wallace and Charlotte and Perry and Charles, on West Poinsett Street, where we've been for over 20 years now. And I promise that in about a week this thing will be over with and I'll be back at home more than I have been lately, and I apologize for that. But I'm also the president and CEO of an international textile consulting firm, which I founded in 1999, and a U.S. Navy veteran. I received a Navy Achievement Medal while deployed in the Persian Gulf for my actions there, and I've served on the President's committee to discover the problems that resulted in the disaster of the Space Shuttle Challenger. I'm also a Clemson University Center for Professional Development and Consulting Education Maintenance engineer. I wear a lot of roles in the city of Greer. I'm on the Economic Development Board. I'm Vice President of the Greer Trust. I was a founding member of the Architectural Review Board, and I'm on the Executive Board of the Blue Ridge Council. I love this community, and I feel a sense of responsibility to give back to this community, and that's why I do what I do. I'm proud and honored to serve as your commissioner. I represent the people, as the 2 other commissioners do as well. The general manager represents the operation of the utility and the employees. I'm elected to represent the people, and I do that to the very best of my ability. And thank you all for coming today.
Mr. Williams, we appreciate your remarks. And now we're going to move on to the question and answer session. As the rules indicated, Mr. Williams will answer the first question first, and then he'll be followed by Mr. Balding. Question number 1. The continued economic success of Greer is largely dependent upon Greer CPW's ability to meet the utility demands of a growing residential, commercial, and industrial population. What are your plans to meet that demand and ensure continued growth?
Well, fortunately, our plans are already in place. Your CPW is well positioned for any and all new customers. Even during this economic downturn, we have completed construction of the new 1.5 million gallon elevated water storage tank and a new electrical substation just north of Greer. We are always planning for the future and presently have twice the permitted capacity that we're using at both our water treatment and our wastewater facilities.
Thank you. Mr. Balding?
Greer CPW is in an excellent position to attract and supply future utility services. Together with my team at CPW, we developed a capital improvements plan in the late 90s. This plan is updated each year and is based on the growth within each service utility. The guidelines of this plan consistently keep us looking 10 years ahead. Water treatment. We completed the upgrade of our water plant from 16 million gallons to 24 million gallons in 2005. This year, last year they completed the construction of a 1.5 million elevated storage tank. I think our water treatment area is in great shape. In regards to water distribution, CPW completed the loop of a 24-inch water main line in 2011. They also completed construction. They also completed the attachment of other lines as this line was delayed to increase water flow in other areas of the system. The two upgrades that was made on our water distribution system is going to provide service to about 30,000 customers. We also upgraded our sewer treatment plant over the last 10 years, increasing our treatment capacity and improving our treatment process. The master plan to expand our treatment plant to 7 MGD is in place, as well as our master plan to take our water treatment facility to 32 MGD per day. We're looking at approximately a 5-year period when we have to do some additional work to our sewer plant based on flows. If we recruit industry to Greer, hopefully we'll recruit dry industry, one that does not discharge a lot of wastewater that we would have to treat. Our electrical system has been completely rebuilt over the last 20 years. For this I know Greer CPW electrical can handle any residential, commercial, or industrial growth that may occur in Greer. Our natural gas system is one of the largest municipally owned gas systems in South Carolina. At 14 years of construction, the northern expansion is complete. This will provide us enough gas to provide service to 35,000 customers, and we also have a redundant transmission line.
Thank you, Mr. Balding. Now, question number 2 will start with Mr. Balding, and that question is, providing reliable service at a reasonable cost while planning for future maintenance and capital needs is quite a challenge. How would you, as a Greer CPW Commissioner, balance all of that?
Greer CPW is a full-service utility company with a lot of moving parts, and I mean a lot of moving parts. The annual budget provides funds to maintain the many parts of our utility system in regards to maintenance of all plants, vehicles, and equipment. If we didn't provide this funding, we could potentially face a serious issue. When equipment is not properly maintained, the ability to provide reliable service to our customers could be seriously affected. Picture this: in July, it's 102 degrees, everybody's at home, and we have 2 high-level pumps go out. Does anybody in here live on Purchase Hill? Well, Mr. Gibson, you'll be the first one to run out of water. That happens. You'll be affected first. You'll start to experience low water pressure and eventually no water at all. This never happened during my time at CPW, but with no funding provided in the budget, it could happen. Capital funds are a result of good operating years where we've been able to invest and earn interest. These funds are not a part of the operating budget. Capital funds can be used to build water tanks, upgrade sewer plants, and build electrical substations. In the example earlier, to replace two high-level pumps, we would use depreciation funds and not capital funds. One of my campaign issues has been unsurpassed utility reliability. If we fail to provide the proper maintenance funding, we risk being able to not being able to provide reliable service in the future. This is a great concern of mine and something I plan to stay focused and directed on as your commissioner.
Okay, Mr. Williams.
Managing finances at Greer CPW is really no different from running any other business or even your own household. You plan ahead and you save for the major expenses and use your cash flow on the day-to-day expenses. We already collect fees for wastewater rehabilitation and even have funds set aside for rate stabilization. In the past 3 years, we improved our financial position considerably. We reduced our annual budget by over $7 million while expanding our customer base. Our cash on hand has risen by more than $12 million. This enabled us to qualify for an improved bond rating and has allowed us to refinance outstanding bonds and lower rates that helps reduce our debt service. Now, despite the cuts and wasteful spending, we have earned the prestigious Reliable Public RP3 Platinum Award for the past 2 years in a row, and that truly is unsurpassed utility reliability.
Thank you. Question number 3, we'll start with Mr. Williams. What do you see as the major issue or the major issues facing Greer CPW both now and in the future, and what are your plans to address those issues?
Thank you, Alan. The next 5 years will be pivotal for the utility and energy industry. Consumers are no longer content to just be recipients of energy. They want more choices about how they buy it, how they manage it, and how the potentially negative impact energy production has on the environment. Technology is changing rapidly, not just in the form of our light bulbs and appliances, but how we oversee the use of our energy. This change is going to result in a better relationship with the Commission of Public Works and in a lot of cost savings for the consumers who actively get involved in the conservation of energy. I envision the Commission of Public Works doing a lot more to encourage energy conservation through education and applying technology in the form of smart meters and sensors that allow consumers to constantly monitor and control their energy consumption. It's not about telling the kids to turn the lights off when they leave the room anymore. It's about the lights turning themselves off when you leave the room and then automatically calculating your energy savings.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Mr. Baldwin?
To say something about smart metering. Smart metering only provides service to the electric system. It does not provide a service for your water and gas customers. Please remember that. The expense of the smart meter system is very high. The current budget is not meeting its projected revenues. To correct this problem, the following items should be reviewed. First, we need to take a serious look at our rates. Right now, 3 of our 4 utilities are in the red. Rates should be reviewed to determine if they can produce the forecasted revenue. Expenditures year-to-date should be reviewed, especially the rate increases over the last 3 years from PMDA. Either budget line expenditure reduction or rate adjustments may both be required to balance the budget. We need to conduct a cost of service study for each of our 4 utilities. Each utility should cover its own cost of operation. We should not have one utility subsidizing another utility's service. Not only is this wrong, it could create possible legal problems in the future. We need to address our raw water supply. Greer is blessed to have Lake Robinson and Lake Cunningham to provide the water for a growing Greer and Gray Greer population. Both lakes should provide water for Greer customers for a long time to come. Over time, these lakes will continue to silt in, and this will reduce the amount of water and the quality of water these lakes can provide in future years. I think it's time to explore an alternative long-term raw water supply option. The ability of Greer to continue to grow is based on the amount of water we can supply. A growing Greer, Gray Greer area, and the Blue Ridge Water Company. Lake Robinson took 25 years to develop, purchase property, build it down, and put it in service. We can expect this process to take much longer time to develop new long-term supplies because of rules and regulations we have.
Thank you. Question number 4, we'll start with Mr. Baldwin. As you know, one component of the Greer CPW business typically subsidizes another. For example, the electrical operation may have a poor financial quarter and the funds of the water operation subsidize or carry the underperforming utility service. Is this standard operating procedure in the industry, or is there another solution?
Greer CPW is a combined utility system. All revenues go into the general fund of CPW each month. Expenses to operate each utility is taken out of the general fund each month. This is a common practice of a combined utility system. Each month, the operating budget is updated and copies provided to the commissioners. Each utility is shown in monthly profit or loss and year-to-date profit or loss. This is standard operations procedure for municipal utility service providers. The real problem occurs at the end of the fiscal year when you have 1, 2, 3, or 4, or all utilities operating in red. This is when the real problems start. Each utility should have a balanced budget. When a utility does not recover its cost of operation, you either have to reduce the cost of the operation or raise rates. This is the solution to the problem. Cost of studies should be conducted on each of the 4 utilities to determine the cost of operating each utility. With this information in the hands of the commissioners, they can make good decisions as to how to correct this problem. I was having a problem thinking about how I could explain this in better terms to this group today. To explain this is very simple. My wife was listening to me read this back. And she left the room and she came back later with this little sign for me to hold up to get basically what it says. Which of you that are in business can operate on deficiency of funds? I don't think anyone can, and neither can CPW. This is the best answer I can provide on such a short notice. This question only came to me around 11 o'clock this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Fawley. Mr. Williams.
Anytime the weather forecast is used to determine an annual budget, the numbers must remain a little bit fluid. And we are the largest utility provider in the state that offers all 4 services. Therefore, we are a little unique in that we maintain 4 utilities under one roof. When the summer is hot and dry, we sell a lot of water and electricity, but not so much when it rains every day. It's certainly never a good business practice for ever that you should have to subsidize anything. But others will use this issue as just an excuse to raise your rates. When the winters are mild and our customers are not using natural gas to keep their homes warm, it just means they're saving money. And Greer CPW does not have to lament the fact that they're not meeting budget expectations, but they should rejoice in that our customers aren't spending their hard-earned money. CPW doesn't have a revenue problem, they have a spending problem. And we somehow need to adapt to a changing climate, or at least budget more conservatively, and not worry so much that our customers are saving money, but rejoice in the fact that they are able to save that.
Okay, question number 5, we will start with Mr. Williams. And that is, it's been said that innovation breeds success. What innovative ideas do you have for the community and/or Greer CPW?
On every piece of literature that I send out is the slogan, "Join my campaign today, and together let's find innovative ways to lower your utility bill." And it's more than just a motto or a slogan. The fuel of the future is natural gas, and we've never had more in reserve, and we've never had more in the ground, and the price has never been lower than it is today. Presently under construction is our new fast-fill compressed natural gas station. We have converted two CPW vehicles and have 8 more in the pipeline. Our cost of fuel is less than 30 cents per gallon equivalent, rather than the $3 per gallon at the pump. The performance, the efficiency, the miles per gallon are improved, and the emission of these vehicles are near zero. This is truly an innovative idea whose time has come, and not just for CPW, but for the community as a whole. For this new dual gas pump located on McCall Street will be open to the public before the end of the year.
Williams. Mr. Balding.
Let me just say this about the gas Viceville station. I really think that's a great idea. I encourage that to be done in a timely fashion, but the real problem, what's one real serious problem with natural gas is providing energy for your equipment. It will not provide energy for your large trucks, tractors, and trenches like this. You're still going to have diesel or some other type of fuel to take care of that need. One of the ideas I have I want to share with you is expanding our fiber system. A lot of you probably don't know this, but we have a fiber system consisting of about 50 miles of fiber that go all the way around Greer into our facilities and out of our facilities to our tanks, where we've used this fiber to gather a lot of information about CPW, and it's improved our operations. We get a lot of instant information from this system. Along with Greer CPW, when the city of Greer was building the new facilities, and I know that you're as proud of those facilities as I am, the city asked us to be a part of that fiber system, and they were allowed to join, and so we provide fiber service to the city of Greer. One of my ideas is that if we have fiber capacity, extra capacity in our fiber system, why not offer some of that services to a small business people that's just getting started in Greer that may not have the finances to bear the cost of paying the bill to AT&T or other fiber providers. I think this is something that we should look at. Also, we have a lot of great trained employees at CPW, great trained employees who've been to school, and we spend a lot of money to get them to the point where they are. One project that might be beneficial financially to the commission is our large gas meter testing. Why not ask other municipal gas systems that do not have that equipment available, or the know-how, or the trained employees, to allow us to test their large meter for our cost. On the vehicles we talked about just a moment ago, I think that biofuel, diesel fuel would be all right to use for that. Have some more information about that.
Okay, last question we'll start with Mr. Balding. A Greer CPW commissioner is, by virtue of the position, a city leader. As a city leader, what is your 20-year vision for Greer?
Well, I know I'm been around 20 years to see it, but I think the city of Greer is a special city. Great improvements have been made in the recent years by both the city of Greer and Greer CPW to make that happen. And I'm proud to be a part of Greer. This is my home now. This is probably where I'll stay till the day I die. And we enjoy Greer. As I tell a lot of people, we're 2.5 miles from everything I need. But my vision of Greer is to provide a safe community, promote family values, focus on quality of life issues, pursue great public safety, promote economic development, provide quality education, provide funding for the Greater Greer Development Corporation so we can attract industry, promote the development of Wade Hampton from the J. Burns Smith Parkway to St. Mark's Road. A worldwide, viable, progressive city with substance, feel, and safety is what I think is being important to Greer. Promote the continued redevelopment of Trade Street. Promote economic development of GSB properties. Promote a multi-screen movie theater. We've always wanted one of those in Greer, and I think it's time we have one, especially since we're looking at a 20-year time frame. Promote green areas inside the city limits of Greer. And promote the development of properties that are inside the city of Greer where our utility system is very strong and no homes exist. This is the cheapest point for CPW as a utility to provide additional growth for its system. A lot of what will occur in the next 20 years will be determined by the leadership provided by the city of Greer and Greer CPW. The leadership in the city of Greer has its place today, has today demonstrated what can happen when you have a strong mayor, city council, and city administrator working together for the betterment of the city.
Thank you, Mr. Balding. Mr. Williams.
Thank you. The announcement of the inland port recently is very appealing and will forever change the city in new and exciting ways. Greer will truly become a destination city, and not just for the thousands of transfer trailer trucks picking up and dropping off their loads on the 100-acre site, many of those powered by compressed natural gas engines, as Freightliner is now building just across the state line there in Belmont, 18-wheel tractor trailers that run on compressed natural gas. It's very exciting, and with the jobs, we will grow the per capita income level already higher than we already have a per capita income level already higher than our neighbors in Greenville and Spartanburg. But with the new jobs created by the inland port, it will go up even higher. And a rising tide does indeed lift all boats. And with the new high-paying jobs, we'll bring new opportunities for retail and additional housing to our community. My vision is a bustling, healthy retail district and new upscale housing in our downtown area that will bring about a renaissance in city living. Greer CPW is ready to utilities and can and will be a catalyst for this growth that is surely coming. But leadership is vital, and we must proceed with thoughtful consideration.
Thank you, and I also want to thank the candidates for their flexibility and making sure that each and every member had the opportunity to ask a question and have their voice heard. These were complex questions with complex answers, and we were asking a lot for them to answer in 2 minutes, so I appreciate your flexibility. We will now move to the closing statements, and we will start with Mr. Williams.
When I came back from the Navy, and Erin and I started looking for a home to raise our family, we knew that we wanted to be in the downtown area because this is where I grew up. But our first walk on Trade Street, after being gone for so many years, I was shocked that so many of the stores, buildings were boarded up. There were some major issues with other buildings. The one building had no roof and others were leaking. And I decided then that I wanted to be a part of that, and I wanted to bring our little town back, and I wanted to make our city a place where not only would it be a good place to raise a family, but if our children wanted to stay and work here, they could. Unlike so many of my friends that left the town in search of work and other opportunities, that my kids could stay if they wanted to, and that was my driving force. I stopped in to an old friend, a neighbor, Mr. Broadus Dobson, and I told him that I was considering a run for city council and what I wanted to do, and he patiently listened to me. And Mr. Dobson said, "Perry, there's one thing you need to know about public service." He said, "It's a very humbling experience." Well, I didn't tell him, but I wasn't looking for a humbling experience. I was looking for a mountaintop experience. I wanted to build things and change things and make things happen in my little downtown. And it wasn't until I was elected to Greer City Council that I realized what Broadus Dobson was telling me. Once you're elected to represent your fellow man, your neighbors, your family, citizens of your little town, many of them you don't even know. But when they put their trust in you to represent them, it is truly a very humbling experience. And I experienced that not after losing, but after winning. And many times while on city council, when we were forming the partnership for tomorrow and figuring out how to fund that, when basically we were broke and we were going to turn this city around, I became humbled. And I'm humbled to serve as your commissioner. I'm humbled every day that I work for you and figure out innovative ways to lower your utility bill. And I want to thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Mr. Balding.
Tonight I have tried to show just how closely our community is tied to the resources and service of Greer CPW. Greer CPW is vital to our continued quality of life. On a daily basis, it plays a role in our community growth, prosperity, health, and safety. We can take pride in the Commission's success because they are ours as well. We have vastly moved forward in the past 20 years. it's just as important for the elected leaders at the commission to be your voice. They need to understand the needs of Greer CPW, its employees, its policy, and most importantly, its finance. We talk about rate increases, economic development, and future reliability as our vision for the commission. These issues are important to me as well. If it's important to you, it's important to me. I am excited and ready to continue the vision. I believe we are all given the power to use our own lives as an instrument for good. I will strive for excellence and bring that excellence to you. Now, I might say I also live almost downtown. I live about 4 or 5 blocks from City Hall, and we built a new home in Greer in 1994, where we live today. My family enjoys coming to see us, and we enjoy having them. And we enjoy the city of Greer and what's happened to the city, especially now that it's growing and there's a lot of things happening in Greer. I think there's more things happening in Greer than one person could attend in a week. But that's a good thing. It brings a lot of other people to Greer that spend money, buy products here, and come back to see us, and I think that's vitally important. CPW will always be a part of what happens in Greer. It's always been my strongest belief that the city of Greer would never grow without CPW's help, and that CPW would never grow without the city of Greer's help. I firmly believe that, and examples have occurred. In the mid-90s, when we were fighting each other, nothing was accomplished in Greer. But once we tied the knot and we got remarried again, we moved forward. And you know what's happened since 1995 in Greer. It's been a dynamic change. Growth has taken place. New businesses have come in. Per capita income is raised drastically. BMW keeps on doubling their buildings and bringing more people to Greer. It's a great part of my life, been a part of all of that. And I just appreciate the opportunity the citizens of Greer have given me to serve as their past general manager for CPW. I believe in CPW, and I believe I will be the next commissioner. I will be a good commissioner. I'll be your commissioner.
Thank you, and thank you, gentlemen. Win, lose, or draw, it can't be disputed that both of these men have given a considerable amount of their time to serve our community, and we appreciate that. One essential part of our democratic system is that the electorate actually vote and cast an informed vote. So voting for this election is July 24th. We encourage you to do that. Another date to put on your calendar is September 29th. Our Greer Political Action Committee is going to have Greer's election selection, an old-fashioned barbecue and stump meeting where we'll feature all the candidates, give them an opportunity to express their platforms at the new Cannon Center. So again, September 29th, and again, July 24th. Make sure you vote. Thank you for coming.